I had to reach out to Congresswoman Donna Edwards out of Maryland's 4th Congressional District. Am I living in a time warp, Congresswoman, or are women being sent back in time with non-equal pay, Violence Act against women, they want to sign that, they're trying to outlaw abortion? What is going on with these Republicans?
Well, I don't know if I can explain that, but what I will tell you is women are not prepared to go back to a time where we have to hide to get contraception, to take care of our own health care needs in private. We're already in a time where Republicans somehow believe that if a woman works the same job as a man with the same experience, it's okay for her to be paid less.
I know.
Which seems unbelievable in the 21st century. And we passed the Violence Against Women Act, which I worked on in 1994, signed into law by President Clinton, reauthorized over and over, bipartisan support across the board, including Orrin Hatch and all of those and now they don't want to do it. And so I just think, Republicans scream when we talk about a war on women, but man, it sure feels like an assault.
It's unbelievable. You can't imagine in 2012 that they don't want to sign a bill into law that gives women a right to sue from the time they find out they're being discriminated against. And what is the Violence Against Women Act so people understand what it is?
Well, the Violence Against Women Act was passed in 1994, led by a group of domestic violence and sexual assault advocates who were fighting for rights for women who were being abused in their home or abused sexually. The Congress, for the first time in 1994 under President Clinton, actually said, you know what, there's a federal role to be played here in making sure that there are resources available for shelters and services in every community, every congressional district across the country.
Common sense.
And Republicans and Democrats agreed about that then, agreed about it over and over, and now they're raising a stink about it.
What are they saying? Are they saying no?
Well, I mean, it's a confusing argument. I mean, I hope that what they're not saying is that they think that violence against women is okay,
right.
Because that's certainly the message that they are sending out, that we believe that shelters and services shouldn't be funded, and anybody in any community knows that we have to deal with this problem. And when women are safe in their homes and they're safe on the streets, they can be more productive at work.
Congresswoman Donna Edwards, we're talking to her right now from the Maryland's 4th Congressional District. I want you to imagine that you have the platform to yourself, what you do right now. What do you want to say to voters in general, and what do you want to say to women in particular, if they are listening all around the country right now? What do we need to know? Where's the sense of urgency?
Well, the issues that we're talking about aren't just about women and for women's issues, because these are of concern to men too. I mean, my son, like young men across the country, are concerned about women having the availability of contraception. Women across the country and men across the country believe that people should be safe in their homes and in their neighborhoods against domestic violence and sexual assault. And so the real message is, if you want a president of the United States who cares about women and has from day one, I mean, after all, President Obama is the one whose first act of law to sign into law was the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act. He believes that women like Michelle Obama and all the women across this country should be paid the same as men in a workplace and shouldn't be discriminated against. And if you care about these things, then you've got to care about reelecting President Obama, and you've got to care about making sure that we return the gavel in the House and the Senate to Democrats who actually care about women.
How long have you been in the Congress now?
Well, I've been in the Congress since 2008. I'm headed for my 4th term. But you know what? I was actually a longtime domestic violence advocate. I founded the National Network to End Domestic Violence. I was there when it was signed into law by President Clinton. That's why I'm passionate about these issues. And I know that women in my congressional district, they understand the difference between President Obama and a Mitt Romney when it comes to protecting the rights of women.
I cannot thank you enough for taking some time out to talk to us. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, and we all need to get out there and vote and show how much we care.
Oh, don't worry about it. I am pushing this thing so hard every single day on the show, and I mean every day and every hour I'm pushing it, because I don't think we understand how important this election is. Can you tell them why this election is just as, if not more important than the last one?
You know what? Since day one, when President Obama took the oath of office, there have been those out there who never wanted him to succeed, who wanted him to fail. And you know what? He succeeded despite that. And not just that, but this country is definitely on the right track. I mean, he pulled us out of an economic mess and crisis that was created by the last administration and by Republicans in Congress, and we're not going to go back there. And so if people care about having a job and an opportunity and a future for themselves and their children, having health care throughout our communities where people can afford afford health care, making sure that women are protected in their homes and their streets, care about this election. I mean, it's one thing for you to have voted in 2008, but if you don't reinforce your vote in 2012, you would have wasted that in 2008.
Wow. Can you be any more direct? Thank you very much, Congresswoman Donna Edwards out of course, Maryland's 4th Congressional District. Looking forward to talking to you more as we get closer to election.
Thank you, Michael. Want to do it. Let's do this together.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm talking about, that passion. We all need to have it. We all need to get registered. And don't forget, some of you all listening right now are going to be required to have a birth certificate in order to get an ID in order to vote. And it could take up to 14 to 16 weeks. That's very important information from election protection. Use it and get out there and get registered.